Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Village of Oak Lawn Board of Trustees regular meeting. It is meeting number 2023-07. Today is Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. It is 7:30 p.m., and we are meeting in the conference room at the Village of Oak Lawn. Call to order, please.
Mayor Vorder.
Present.
Trustee Olenichek. Trustee Stalker.
Here.
Trustee Desmond.
Here.
Trustee Sack.
Here.
Trustee Pembroke.
Here.
Trustee Mallow.
Here.
We have a quorum. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, public comments. Do we have any public comments today?
Yes. The first is Lee Bilecki.
Yes, sir. Hi.
How are you?
Are you an Oak Lawn resident?
No, I'm not.
Okay, thank you.
No, I'm a Chicago resident, but I'm here to speak on behalf of your officer that's being persecuted, Patrick O'Donnell,
Okay, you have 3 minutes.
who was indicted by the Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox for doing his job, protecting the people of Oak Lawn, for arresting a criminal carrying a loaded criminal who had ignored police's lawful orders and then fled from the police and fought with the police. It's another growing example of criminals being treated like victims and the police that we rely upon to keep us safe being treated like criminals. I have several friends that are Oak Lawn police officers. I find this situation to be horrible for Officer O'Donnell. His indictment was leaked to the media, possibly by the Cook County State Attorney's Office. They didn't contact Officer O'Donnell, his attorney, or anyone from Oak Lawn. It's been widely reported. What hasn't been reported are the results of the Illinois State Police investigation into the incident that Kim Fox requested. And the reasons are obvious. The state police documents stated that the Illinois State Police sergeant leading the investigation was unsure why the charges were proceeding against Officer O'Donnell and why Kim Fox's office chose to rush the indictment, especially since the investigating sergeant was informed that he or another investigator would be called to testify before a grand jury. When the inquiries were made by the investigators to the state's attorney's office and that they wanted to get medical and legal experts involved, the state's attorney said she would get back to him. And according to the report, that did not happen. The state's attorneys proceeded with the indictment using a Cook County State's Attorney's investigator at the grand jury. Also, there have been letters sent by the deputy director and the director of the state police complaining to the state's attorney's office. These can be FOIA'd. And it was even a threat to the deputy director that she would go over his head head of the state police because they were not supportive of the charges. I've reviewed some of the documents. I don't have them with me. You would have to FOIA those. But there was many incidents in these reports that indicate that the charges are based with that they're not sharing the evidence with the Oak Lawn Police Department. So, and with the state's attorney's office, and with the Illinois State Police. Clearly bothered by the expectation from the investigation, the Sergeant Thomas, who's one of the investigators.
I'm sorry, Lee.
3 minutes?
That's all
Can
right.
you wrap it up?
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Well,
but I support the Oak Lawn Police. I support Officer O'Donnell, and I want to say thank you to you all for supporting Officer O'Donnell.
Thank you for your comments. Thank you. Any other comments?
Suzanne,
Suzanne?
did you not want to speak? Okay.
No, you have to do it from the microphone, sir. Your name, and do you live in Oak Lawn?
We want to make you a star.
Sure. My name is Bob Hodorowitz. We live right down the street, and we live at South 55th Avenue. And the person that lived there 6 years ago passed away in the house. The house has been abandoned since that point. We did some investigation, we went to the county, we found out the bank that owned the property had the lien on it. We talked to them, they weren't too interested in anything because somebody was still paying on it, the loan, and the taxes were being paid. We asked them, well, can you do something? It's been 6 years now, and it's boarded up. It's been sitting that way for at least 3 years now. Nothing's being done. We complained to the village started cutting the grass, making sure at least the grass was cut, and putting liens on it every time. Now, I think the bank started doing that, but it's still boarded up. We got rats in the area. All the neighbors are complaining about it. We got people that we don't even know going around there right now. We're afraid squatters might even go in there, but it's been 6 years and this house is still abandoned and boarded up. We'd like to see if the village could help us do something about this.
Thank you. You know, it's been very, very frustrating. When I became a trustee 8 years ago, we were hit with that recession in 2008, and many homes went into receivership. I've since found out that the procedures are so incumbent and so difficult on the villages and that it takes a long, long time. We have a house in the 4th District that had a fire maybe 6, 7 years ago. It is a trap. We finally, after 6, 7 years, got permission, and nobody owned that property and nobody was paying on it, permission to tear it down. Now we're in the process of getting some contracts on doing that. But we will continue, okay, doing the power that the village has, and we just can't go in there and knock it down.
No, we
There are court procedures that we have to do, and I'm assuring you, and I'll check on it, that we are moving as fast as we can on solving that issue.
We appreciate it. Like I say, all the neighbors, we talked to all the neighbors and all the neighbors. We said, we'll go to the meeting and see if we can do something too.
If
but
I could, Mayor.
Appreciate it.
And specific to this property, it is one of our, again, it's on our list, right? Property maintenance, well aware of it, was dealing with the owner of the property. And as the mayor said, this is America, right? Home ownership is the biggest, most protected thing you're going to have. And it's become exceedingly difficult when you have people that exploit those rules. In this particular case, the gentleman who did own it, we came to an agreement recently within the last 4 or 5 months to get the property up to snuff. He came in to get permits. He owed a lot of money. He agreed to make some payments, and then those payments stopped. So we had to start the process over again. So it is not, we are working diligently. And to the mayor's point, this has become a very high priority for this board in the last year and a half. We've taken possession of probably half dozen properties ourselves.
Sure.
Knocked them down, getting them back on the tax roll, selling them. So it's not like we're not doing it. We are really working hard because we do know that's the worst thing in the world when you have to live next to something.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've been getting rats all last summer and everything. We've been putting traps out, finding dead rats all over it. We think it's part of the reason is they got somewhere to go in that house.
And this gentleman has been called back, and we will act. I mean, we have, as I said, we've condemned homes and we've taken them, but it is the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
It's very frustrating, and it's more frustrating for you because you live next door, but it's frustrating for the whole city, okay, in dealing with these particular problems. But
Yeah,
we'll work on it the best we can.
We flipped a couple of houses in Oak Lawn already, and we even tried contacting the owners saying, hey, we'll buy it off you, we'll flip it.
Yeah.
They didn't want to talk to us either. It was the owner's son at the time, and that's when we found out the bank owned it. So the bank didn't want to talk to us. They just blew us off, and so,
Okay, well, thank you.
thank you.
Anybody, any others? Madam Clerk?
No, that is all.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on now to conflict of interest disclosure. Any trustees have any issues with anything on the agenda tonight? Hearing none, we'll move on to the approval of closed meeting minutes, 2023-3, dated February 28th, 2023. Motion, please. Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Motion passes. Number 7, approval of the regular meeting minutes, date 2023-05, dated March 14th, 2023. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Motion passes. Number 8, approval of special meeting minutes 2023-06, dated March 23rd, 2023. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second,
Second.
roll call.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Motion passes. New business by village trustees. District 1, Trustee
Thank you,
Desmond.
Mayor. I have no,
District 3, Trustee
Thank
Mallow.
you, Mayor. I have a few things here this evening. Number one, condolences to Trustee Olenichek. The reason he's not here is his mother had passed away. So my condolences. I'm sure the whole board feels that way to his family on the passing of his mother. I just wanted to mention that. I'm sure. I thought Tim was going to say that, but we're definitely our condolences are to Trustee Olenichek in this hard time I know that he's having. Number two, on our board, on our consent agenda this evening, we have our official Fall Festival list. So that's out, so all the trustees were able to see that. The Arts and Events Commission did a really good job putting that all together. So we look forward to that event in September. So anybody can start to find out the bands that are going to be at that event. So we've got a bunch of different new bands. And the last thing I'd like to talk about tonight is back in November, on November 8th of 2022, this board put out to close a loophole in the transfer tax. I know we were very supportive of this. This board was very supportive of us. We had to do things that the lawyers told us we had to do to be able to put that on that November 8th, 2022 election, the real estate transfer tax. And basically, the transfer tax was for corporations, okay? So we as residents would pay a transfer tax. The corporations there was some type of loophole where they were not paying the transfer tax. So we put that on the vote, and the vote came back very, very poorly. The vote was yes. They wanted to not pass the transfer tax of 4,813 votes, and no was 11,383. So I think there's confusion out there on exactly what this tax is. So I'd like to ask staff and everybody to be able to put this back on the board, get more communication on there. Kimberly Fornick, if you like this wonderful letter or news report that she wrote, send me an email, I'll send that on, and it just explains the whole situation. And it was very difficult. I know we put out an Oakland Matters about it, and it's just getting that communication out to the residents, because I'm sure the 11,383 didn't understand what they were exactly voting on. It's very difficult to have that come across the right way, but I'd like to still push that by, because it's absolutely unfair that a big, large corporation doesn't pay the same transfer tax that our residents pay. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Trustee Mallow. Yeah, I think the voters have voted against their own interest in this particular situation. We tried to educate them, but apparently we didn't do a very good
Yeah, it was
job.
70% to 30%, so
Well, nobody wants to raise taxes, I get it, but the point of the matter is they by voting no, they have raised their taxes, because corporations, I think we lost how many millions on the transfer of 95th and Pulaski?
111th.
111 in Cicero?
$250,000.
$250,000. That costs money to run government, police, and fire. Corporations get away. When you sell your house, you'll have to pay that tax. Hopefully, we can educate people to realize that voting in their own interest would be to vote yes on this particular tax. Thank you, Paul.
Thanks.
Trustee Pembroke, District 4.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I have no new business.
Trustee Bud Stalker, District 5.
Nothing new, thank you.
Okay, and Trustee Ralph Sack.
Just one thing. I know one thing people have been talking about for a while is the village website. It's been outdated, needed updating. We're in the final phases of that right now. Our IT director sent out the link to the preliminary site and what it's going to look like, and asked us to go through as staff and look for make sure everything looks good, working good, so that is coming, and I know I've had a few inquiries about that over the last several months, so stay tuned, it's getting really close at this point, so that's it. That's all I have, thank you.
Thank you, trustee. Village manager's report?
I just wanted to comment on what the gentleman spoke in public comments about. The village did receive some reports from the Illinois State Police relative to the investigation they did at the request of the Cook County State's Attorney. And we, as a village, are not supposed to comment on the case because we are being sued civilly as well. But we did receive those reports, and they're interesting to say the least. That's all I'd like to say.
Thank you. Thank you, village manager. And if I could just piggyback on that, under the president's report, I'm going to talk a little bit about an award given to one of our detectives by the Illinois Chiefs of Police Association, a statewide award for their work. We have a great police department, but I'll mention that into my comments later on. All right, we move on to the consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are routine and have been brought forward at the direction of the Board of Trustees, village manager, or village committees, and will be enacted with one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. A, request the Board of Trustees approval of the Oaklawn Lions Helen Keller 5K walk on Sunday, April 30th, 2023, beginning and ending at Richards High School through the Wolf Wildlife. And B, request the Board of Trustees approval to waive the village fees incurred associated with the Helen Keller 5K walk on April 23rd. C, request Board of Trustees approval of the Oaklawn MS Walk on Sunday, May 7th, beginning and ending at Richards High School through Wolf Wildlife. And D is a request Board of Trustees to waive the village fees associated with the MS Walk. E, request Board of Trustees approval of the summer reading kickoff event Saturday, June 10th, 2023, hosted by the Oaklawn Library on the Village Green. And F is request Board of Trustees approval to waive those fees incurred associated with the summer reading kickoff event on June 10th. G, request Board of Trustees approval of the 2023 band schedule for the Sunday concert series, the 4th of July post-parade event, and the Oaklawn Fall Music Festival. This was put on the agenda by Trustee Desmond and Trustee Mallow. H, request Board of Trustees approval of the Traffic and Safety Commission's recommendation 7-0 for a residential permit parking on both sides of Colon Avenue between 95th and 96th Street. And I is the ordinance 23-07-20, which authorizes those signs. J, request Board of Trustees approval and Zoning Planning Commission recommendation, that was a 4-0 vote, to vacate a 16-foot wide public utility easement and to dedicate a new 10-foot public utility easement in the General Services C2 Zone District. That's at 6616 West 95th Street. K is ordinance 23-07-21, an ordinance approving a plot of a vacation and dedication and a request to vacate an existing public utility easement and to dedicate a new public utility easement at 6616 West 95th Street. L, request Board of Trustees approval of Appeals Board recommendation 5-0 for a 25-foot front yard and a 15-foot side fence variation at 9400 South 54th Court. And M is the ordinance 23-07-22, which grants that variance for the fence at 9400 54th Avenue. And N is ordinance 23-07-23, an ordinance authorizing and the condemnation of a permanent utility easement over a portion of Stony Creek east of Ridgeland Avenue and north of 102nd Place in Chicago Ridge, Illinois. This is the Stony Creek Canal feeder easement. And O, Resolution 23-07-17, a resolution appointing April Lugansell to the Arts Events Commission in the Village of Oak Lawn, Trustee Mallow and Trustee Stalker. And P, Resolution 23-07-18, a resolution in approving Lindahl Brothers Incorporated contract to perform the 2023 street program. Motion, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Motions are approved. The village clerk's report.
A is disbursement resolution number 2023-07D1 dated March 28th, 2023 in the amount of $1,778,053.91.
Motion to pay the
Motion to
bills.
pay the bills.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
B is disbursement resolution number 2023-07D2 dated April 11th, 2023 in the amount of $5,868,705.75.
Motion to pay the bills.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Motion passes. Number 13 is the village president's report. A request the Board of Trustees approval of a liquor and tobacco license review board's recommendation for a tobacco license for Oak Lawn Foodies at 9652 South Pulaski Road. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
And B is the ordinance 23-07-24, which authorizes that tobacco license. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Motion approved. C is request Board of Trustees approval of a liquor and tobacco licensing review board's recommendation for a Class N beer garden outdoor service liquor license at Clancy's 95th, that is 5636 West 95th Street, Oak Lawn, Illinois.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Motion passes. And D is ordinance 23-07-25, authorizing the issuance of that new Class N liquor license
Motion.
by the Village of Oak Lawn.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Motion approved. E requests Board of Trustees approval of a liquor and tobacco licensing review board recommendation for a change in ownership for the 7-Eleven at 10220 South Central Avenue. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Motion approved. F, ordinance 23-07-26, an ordinance decreasing the number of Class D convenience store liquor license by one and substantially authorizing the issuance of a new Class D liquor license by the Village of Oak Lawn due to a change in ownership, and that is the 7-Eleven at 10220 South Central Avenue. Motion, please.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Okay, request of the Board of Trustees approval of a liquor and tobacco licensing review board's recommendation for a Class HV license, restaurant liquor plus video gaming. Okay. At El Chevis Torres, 9626 South Pulaski.
Make that motion for discussion.
I will second that.
Okay. We gotta do a roll call first for discussion.
Yeah.
Do we have to do a roll call on that?
No, it's a motion.
It's a motion, okay, all right, go ahead.
My question is, the following ordinance that we're approving has a different class.
I think I can explain that, trustee Desmond. He came to the liquor license, he came to me for a license which would allow gaming, liquor, hard liquor, beer, and wine. And we rejected that request. And then we talked with him at the meeting, and he agreed to the next thing on the agenda, which is a Class F, which allows him to sell beer and wine at that restaurant. So there won't be any gaming or hard liquor at that restaurant.
But we're approving the, the board's recommendation.
The motion is to approve the recommendation, which was to not give the HV license, so.
Okay, okay.
Properly brought as a motion, but if I understand what the village board wants to do, you would vote no, on the.
Yeah, no, it
If the
wasn't
recommendation,
clear.
the recommendation from the Tobacco and Liquor Board was no,
Yes.
correct?
Right.
So
So what we were looking
The
for,
no. way-
and the answer is yes.
The way that it's on the agenda is to approve the application. So the vote should be
I see,
no
I
on
see.
the approval and yes on the subsequent ordinance, because the ordinance is the Class F, like the mayor said.
Can we motion to strike the G then, and just not vote on it?
well, if we just vote
Voting on
no,
H.
if we just vote,
There's a- Yeah, there's a motion and second already, so.
okay.
So
So
the-
roll
the-
call?
The review board, sorry, so the review board's recommendation was to deny a Class HB.
That's class, that's correct.
Okay, so we're approving that
We're approving the
recommendation.
the denial. Okay, there's a motion, roll call, please.
Trustee Stalker.
No.
Trustee Desmond.
Well, we're approving the denial, so it should be a yes.
That's what I said, but he's,
It's a motion, there's a motion.
that's not how it's
The
written.
motion that was already made was to approve the recommendation for a Class HV. So if you don't want to grant this establishment a Class HV license, then you should vote no on
Okay.
the motion.
Who,
All right.
can we go back? Who motioned to approve that?
Yeah.
Before we, even it was?
Trustee Pembroke?
There was,
Is that your motion?
Trustee Desmond made the motion to discuss.
yeah, there
and
was just
trustee-
a discussion.
Oh, okay.
So motion to deny.
I'm motioning to deny.
Right,
Okay.
right, exactly.
Second,
Second,
roll call.
Trustee Stalker.
yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Okay, motion to deny. And H is ordinance 20-07, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of a new Class F liquor license by the Village of Oaklawn for El Chevis Restaurant, 9626 South Pulaski Road. Motion, please.
I'll motion to approve this.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Stalker.
Just to understand it, this is for beer and wine.
That's correct.
I approve.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Okay, got that straight.
Your 3 minutes.
Easy. We got it straight.
Your
now.
3 minutes are up. It's a lot of liquor and tobacco right there.
Yeah, okay. Matters of the mayor, I too want to send my condolences to Alex and his family on the loss of his mother. Cecilia Olenichek passed away with her family by her side. Cecilia lived a long, productive life, passing away at age 97. I personally want to recognize Alex, his wife, and his family, who took their mother in to their home for more than 20 years and took care of her as she aged and were there when she passed. What a great story. What a great family story. Congratulations, Alex, and your family. Teresa, you're an angel. You earned your wings. All right, and I had mentioned a little bit early that one of our police officers here was just recognized and awarded, okay, by the Illinois Chiefs of Police Association, the award of Detective of the Year, okay, which is a pretty amazing award. He competes with every detective in every police department in this state. It makes us proud to sit up here knowing we have a fine police department. I can go across a little bit of how he won this award, but my God, it's so long with all the accomplishments he did. I just want to single out some of the most important. Detective Todd Gross is a general case detective who was assigned 134 cases in 2002. He resulted in 65 felony arrests. They included some of the really high-profile crimes that happened in Oak Lawn. And let me just list a few of them. There was a road rage incident which involved a shooting and a firearm, and an arrest was made in that case. There was a home invasion of an elderly lady in District 6, Trustee Sack's district. It took how many months? Almost a year.
10 months.
For detective work to bring all three of those criminals to justice. And that's the job of the police department. We can, after that, it's up to the judges and the state's attorneys to issue justice. But we got a police department that can do it. He also was, listen, I can go through too many of these. Anyway, congratulations, Detective Todd Gross. You make us in the village of Oak Lawn proud. And I'd like to know he's one of our own here in Oak Lawn. That's all I have. I'll take a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
roll call.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Trustee Sack?
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke?
Yes.
Trustee Mallow?
Yes.
Thank you. That's it. Okay, thanks for coming out. Okay.